Let's now turn to our final little segment where we have a special interview with a very special person. Cheteshwar Pujara retired earlier this week after scoring 1900s for India, but quite remarkably batted for more than 16,000 balls. In an age of slam bang one-day cricket and T20 cricket, Cheteshwar Pujara was the original test batsman, someone who could bat time and someone who could take all the blows on his body to script memorable wins for India. What is the secret source of Cheteshwar Pujara's success? My colleague Nikhil and I caught up with Cheteshwar Pujara. I leave you with that special interview. You can watch the entire interview on Sports Today, which is our sports website. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubh Ratri. Jai Hind, Namaskar. You're a bit of an anachronism. You know, you're the odd man out. You came into the test team just as T20 was exploding. And there were all these young players playing ram shots, reverse sweeps, even stepping out in the first over to fast bowlers. Sometimes when you see them playing like that, you feel, wish I could also play cricket like that, or you were just happy in your own comfort zone batting the way you did, even if it meant losing out on, say, a lucrative IPL contract.
Yeah, for me, the Test cricket was always the ultimate format of the game. So I always wanted to excel in Test format. At the same time, yes, I did want to play all three formats of the game, and I tried my best to get better in T20 format, in ODI format, and I've done well in. If you look at my list A record, I've done reasonably well even in white ball cricket. So I've enjoyed white ball cricket as well. And when I look at some of the younger players, the kind of shots they play, I always feel that can I do that? But the answer is yes. If I tried playing those shots, I might improve in that. But at the same time, the risk of losing the red ball cricket or my test match batting was on the higher side. So that's why I didn't try too many shots, because if you want to be successful in test format, you need to have that discipline, you need to have that temperament. Otherwise, you can't be consistent enough. So to be successful in test format, I had to sacrifice something in white ball, and I was happy to do that. You did mention about the IPL. Yes, I've been part of the IPL, but I did lose the IPL contract because I was tagged as a test player. So yeah, I mean, sometimes when you are representing the country and if you're losing something else, you just need to be prepared for that. But for me, I don't have any regrets. If I had an opportunity to play all three formats or be part of the IPL, I would have definitely taken it. But for me, I had to choose something. I had to choose one format, and for me, it was Test cricket. And I'm happy that I chose Test cricket, and I'm very content with what has happened in the past.
Just carrying on from what Rajdeep has said, Cheteshwar, for me, you are the last man standing, the last of the test specialists. Yes, you will get a lot of players going in the future who will probably play 100 test matches, who might get 10,000 runs, may get 20, 30 test centuries. That might still happen. But I don't think you'll get a specialist like Cheteshwar Pujara again. My question to you is, do you think there is a future for test specialists like yourself who dedicated themselves to the art of, let's say, grinding it out, to the art of leaving the ball? Because as Rajdeep mentions, everyone now enjoys those ramp shots. They forget that the art of leaving the ball or just having that mental fortitude to bat for hours is probably a greater skill. What would you tell a young kid who wants to just be a test specialist? Do you see a future for them? Or for a young kid growing up, he has to know those ramp shots? Yes, he can succeed in test cricket, but he'll need to know those shots as well.
He needs to. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend any of the young players to just pick test format because times are changing. White ball format is very popular, and one needs to adapt to what lies ahead in the future. And future is definitely white ball cricket along with test matches. So test match cricket is not going anywhere. So test match cricket is going to survive. But for a young player to get picked in the test squad, you need to perform well either in the IPL or in India's T20 squad or India's one-day squad. So if you are not good enough, if you are not a good white ball player, then chances of them getting into the test squad are very limited. There might be an exceptional player who does exceptionally well in Ranji Trophy, might get picked in the test squad, but those players are very, very limited. So you need to be you need to perform exceptionally well in the Ranji Trophy, Dulip Trophy to get picked in the test squad. But I think easier way is to get picked from the white ball format, and I would definitely recommend a young player to play all three formats, because I've missed out on other formats, and I wouldn't recommend a young player to miss out on the other formats, because the future lies there. But yes, they should be always aiming to play Test cricket, because that's the ultimate format of the game. So if you are looking to get that respect, if you are looking to be the best cricketer, you need to definitely play red ball format and excel in that. Not just play, but excel in that.
One of the things I saw in that innings, Chiteshwar, in that innings, you were getting hit on the body, but you would not, beyond the point, make a fuss about it. You know, this is an age where taking blows on the body, yes, you've got protection. Was that also deliberate, that you felt that, you know, even if I'm hurting, I'm not going to tell the bowler that I'm hurting? In fact, it makes you more determined the next ball. I sitting and watching that innings, I said, my God, Chiteshwar's been hit again. And yet you were up and about. Is that something that's always been part of you from the time you were a kid playing on, let's say, matting tracks in Saurashtra?
Yeah, look, that was one of the strategy I always had, that whenever I get hit on the body, even if I'm in pain, I'm not going to show it to the opposition or the bowlers or to anyone else, because I can bear the pain. One is my pain tolerance level has always been slightly on the higher side, because I wanted to go through that pain and still focus on what lies ahead. So yeah, when it comes to reaction, I didn't want to react in a way where I was hurt. Although there was a lot of pain on many occasions at Gaba, because if you get hit on the body once, you can always bear that pain. But if you get hit on the same spot again and again, that was unbearable pain. But I didn't want to react in a manner until I got hit on the finger, where my finger was actually broken and I was in terrible pain and I couldn't restrict myself. But apart from that, I always try and control myself, control my emotions, and then try and move on and focus on what I have to do as a batsman, rather than thinking about what has happened on my body.
The best batsman that you have ever seen, either Indian or overseas, if there's one batsman that you would say, if he was out there, if you had a choice for a batsman to bat for your life, who's that batsman that you would choose?
I would go with Rahul Dravid.
Okay, you'd go with Rahul Dravid. And any overseas batsman who you would say he is the batsman who you thought was the one who you liked watching the most?
I would go with Brian Lara, because when I was young, I grew up watching Sachin Paji. Brian Lara scored so many runs. I loved watching Brian Lara. If you're just talking about the overseas player, I admired his batting a lot, the way he used to dominate in Test cricket. Also, some of his first class innings has been really good, which I haven't been able to witness. But I've heard a lot about some of the county innings, which people have told me that if you were able to watch that live,
Right.
it's one of the best innings anyone would have witnessed.
Okay, so Rahul Dravid and Brian Lara. Nikhil, what's your trivia question for Chiteshwar?
I'd like to know from him, who's the most underrated player that you've played alongside you in the Indian team? You've played with some greats. You mentioned Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. The most underrated player who you think was outstanding in test match cricket but did not get the due recognition. I can give you a few suggestions. There was a Murali Vijay, there was Wriddhiman Saha, there was a Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Umesh Yadav. I don't know. You pick.
Yeah, if I have to pick a few, I would go with Murali Vijay, Wriddhiman Saha, and Bhuvnesh Kumar, because all three, were exceptional players. Unfortunately, Bhuvi was injured and he couldn't carry on playing Test cricket for a long time, but he was an exceptional bowler. Wriddhiman Saha has been an exceptional wicketkeeper and a batsman, but he was born in an era where Mahibai was captain, and then after that he didn't get after that Wriddhiman didn't get a lot of matches to play for the Indian team, and Rishabh Pant also came in, so he missed out. And Murali Vijay, again, an exceptional opener. I think one of the best openers I've played my cricket with, because if you're a number 3 player, you want the best opener out there. And I've seen a lot of, I've had a lot of great partnership with Vijay, and he's also one of the best test openers I've seen.
As one of the best number threes that India has had, I just want to ask you, who's the toughest bowler that you've ever faced, and the one you perhaps enjoyed the most? They may not be the same. The one you really enjoyed playing the most, who really gave you a competitive sense, and the toughest bowler that you had to face, Cheteshwar?
For me, the toughest bowlers have been Dale Steyn and Moni Morkel when they were at their peak. When I had to face them in South Africa, I think that was the toughest time. First time in 2011 when I faced them, I had a tough time. I had to work hard on my game, and then I was successful against them in 2013. Then Jimmy Anderson in England in 2014, when we went there for the first time again, he gave me a hard time. And lastly, I would say Pat Cummins. When I faced Pat Cummins in Australia, it was challenging, but I had to work my way through. And then we had some great battles on the field, and also Nathan Lyon. I think he has dismissed me many times, but my average against him has been on the higher side. So I've enjoyed that battle against all the Aussie bowlers, not just Nathan Lyon, but Pat Cummins, Hazelwood, Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Stark. All of them have been a fantastic bowlers, but I've had a reasonable success against them.